good? All right. So let's call the meeting to order. It's 6:34 p.m. And our first agenda item is to review the minutes. Were distributed by Kelly, and Kiana also sent them out. So are there any comments on the minutes from the November meeting? Okay.
I move to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
All right, so let's go around the table rather than trying to remember alphabetically. So Phil, we'll start with you.
Adams, yes.
Cobell, yes.
Foster, yes.
Bornstein, yes.
Abington, yes.
Emmons, yes. Crowther, yes.
Barger, yes.
All right, and the minutes are approved unanimously. Membership updates. So we have 10 of our 13 positions currently filled. That leaves 3 openings. We do have a member of the public here tonight who might be interested. So we can talk about that at the end with public participation. But in general, if you know people interested and on board with the mission who also have the capacity to be an active member in all of our activities, please reach out to them, invite them to meetings. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm sure you all can answer questions as well.
Kathy, we told the Ally list, did we reach out to them?
We have multiple times. I can do it again. I thought maybe I'll wait with January and send something out.
Mm-hmm. New Year's resolutions.
There you go.
Get involved in your community.
That's right.
All right, sounds good. All right, collaborations. So Superintendent Advisory Committee.
So
Any updates?
I did reach out to the other school committee members to ask them if I could get the notes from the last meeting because I'm unable to attend it. It's like 4 in the afternoon. I did not hear anything back. To be fair, I haven't checked my email for Easton since earlier this morning, so something could have come this afternoon. But and that is also the DEI Parent Advisory Committee. It's kind of in the same place right now, so I don't have any updates on that. But we do have school committee on Thursday, so I will try to glean some more information for you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Colleen. Mass HRC. I was looking at the minutes, and it doesn't seem like anyone from our committee was able to attend. So just as a reminder, the Mass HRC is a coalition, informal, of groups similar to ours in all of the towns and cities across the state. Some are municipal, like ours, so organized under the town or city government, and others are independent nonprofits or somewhat regional coalitions. So structurally they have some differences, but their mission all tends to be similar and aligned. The minutes are elaborate. They're 40 pages and include all of the chats that happen in the Zoom for it. So I took a skim through. There was nothing that was particularly relevant to our town at the moment. There are lots of great ideas when we get to the capacity of people willing and able to take on new projects. So for instance, people were talking about upcoming plans for Martin Luther King Day and a variety of initiatives that people were planning. So, but at the moment, there wasn't something as relevant as what we talked about last meeting. Phil, at the last meeting, I had mentioned that you and I had a conversation before about what other communities were doing regarding Know Your Rights. Mm-hmm. The update I had given on that went through the brief overview of how Duxbury and Hingham had done it, which was 5 to 7 minutes police, 5 to 7 minutes school superintendent, and like 2 hours from immigration attorneys talking about rights and having different audiences. So for individuals, for business owners, for bystanders. I had reached out. We have an immigration attorney in town who is an ally to the HRC. I haven't yet heard back from her about her availability to come and speak with us about what the landscape looks like near Easton and the greater Easton area. So I don't have any updates on that. I don't know if on that topic, Phil, you have any context or information to add about what that might look like in terms of Easton.
Not really. It's not something we've really dealt with. So I don't really have any input for this community. It hasn't, not with an issue that's really come up.
Okey-doke. All
I haven't heard
right.
back from Masa at all.
No.
You want somebody else to reach out to, or do you want to just wait?
Well, it's not that I haven't heard back, it's that we haven't been able to set a time to talk and talk about details for her coming to speak. So she's been traveling a lot.
Yeah. Which is not unusual for her.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hi, Angie.
that's all right. You're here and in one piece.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so for events, so Trans Day of Remembrance, that was last month. That was the Thursday before Thanksgiving. A really lovely service, a good showing from the Human Rights Committee membership in terms of about half of us being present. Kathy spoke on behalf of the committee and did a really nice job sharing our mission and explaining why we co-sponsored the event with Holy Trinity Lutheran Church. So it's very consistent with our mission and good to see a good turnout. This is what allyship looks like. All right. Lions Club Holiday Festival is this weekend. All right, Bob, this is you.
Just in time for the 14 degrees or whatever it's going to be.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Can we be inside, Bob?
No, actually, we have to reserve an inside spot.
Oh.
To be able to get one, so they might have one. I don't know if you wanted to.
You mean you have to pay for it?
That I don't know. I know that was a separate. The inside one was separate, a separate arrangement. Because it was mainly set up for all the crafts and everything, and there's going to be some, for little kids, there's going to be some programs they're going to have in there. And I think someone from the library's coming over and have a story hour and things like that.
Can you check and see if that's possible?
I can.
Okay.
I was a little, I have to say, I don't know, to me it just didn't seem right, but I did talk to, Leandra and I have been going back and forth, but when I was checking in with when we should arrive and everything, and then it turns out that there was no designated area for us.
Oh.
It's first come, first served. And when you show up, whatever, he said there'll be plenty of room for us to set up outside.
Is there a map about what the areas are?
No.
And nothing's marked?
No, he just said it's first come, first served, wherever you, I know it's strange, but.
Did they say how early we can come?
He said you can come as early as you'd like.
Oh.
Well, what time does it actually start? Bob?
12.
It starts at 12, and
12 on Saturday.
yeah, and so I said to him, well, we probably get there sometime in the 10:30 range. And he said, whatever you want. I said, and I did say, I was under the impression that I talked to you back in the summer, and he said we'd have a reserved area. He goes, no, we don't reserve areas. Just they do if you go inside.
Okay, so let's see first if we can get an inside spot,
I'll
because,
contact him,
yeah, and Kat will show all the great things that she's prepared, which might help explain our need to be inside and why it's more similar to crafting and
Right.
and not simply like a flyer sort of table.
Okay.
And is this person running just the community vendor side of it, or this person, Leandro, is that who you said? Are they like the point person for the whole event?
He is running the. He's a contact person for setting up the inside and outside. I don't know. They might have someone who's working for the inside piece, but I don't have that information.
Yeah.
Because then they have one person who's running the parade the next day, separate person. So those are the two people I'm in contact with.
Would we be able to utilize monies if we did need to reserve a spot with the payment? Is that something that we would need to vote on?
I don't know if they charge rent. I'm not sure what the arrangement was there. Because we've always been outside, that's my understanding.
Well, they didn't really have as many things inside.
Right.
They used to have a lot inside, and then there was a year, after COVID, and sort
Things
of
were outside.
electing to
Yeah.
outside.
Because
and
we
now-
were certainly inside beforehand doing activities
Yeah.
for several years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That
Oh.
was before my time, so I.
Yeah.
Because I went last year, and there were very few people inside.
Right.
Um,
Seems like they've changed it.
The message I got, he said, we have a lot of people, we have a large number of people who've requested inside. That's all that I got back from him.
Of course they have. September or December, and it's like 20 degrees. Okay.
No, it's going to be a high of 33. And no rain.
We'll dress warmly.
I don't think it's going to be any sun though.
Okay. So, Bob, you'll look into what the details are.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah, and just email everyone with an update. As a reminder, since we're a town committee, we can't have extensive conversations replying all, so the main point is for it to be a one-way information sharing email, because if it becomes a conversation, it becomes a violation of open meeting laws. So certainly sharing with everyone the update, and then I can adjust the sign up if possible, but I don't think that'll be needed. So if we can get an update tomorrow, ideally, we get back to you, and we'll
So if we're outside,
we know we're going to be outside. We knew that.
then I feel like and I don't know where they're allowing people to be, but we have been on the stairs going in,
Mhm.
and that's probably the best spot to be,
Mhm.
because at least you're going to get traffic.
Mm-hmm.
That might be one you have to get there early for then.
Oh, I'm sure you will, but I just live around the corner. So I don't have to, I can just come over, set up our table,
Yeah,
put our
I
tablecloth
can help you
on,
with that.
put some
Yeah.
chairs there, and
At
then,
8 o'clock and come back at
Yeah.
yeah.
that's what I figure.
Okay.
I can meet you.
I got Leon. We'll be fine.
Okay. So Bob will confirm the location if there truly are. It's up to us what time we show up. I agree with Kathy's point that in the past that has been a very strategic and useful spot and has good visibility, particularly for a tablecloth, so that I think will help. Okay, and so the official hours are 12 to 4, that in terms of being open to the public and the public.
Well, actually, it's 12 to 5.
Okay.
And then from a practical viewpoint, they said that like Santa Claus comes at dusk, so they said people gather around in the Santa area at 4:30. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly dark by 5,
yeah.
so.
Right, so, from a practical viewpoint, running the table, if you run it through like 4 o'clock-ish, I think that
Yeah,
there's not going to be anyone left after that.
that makes sense.
Does it make sense to just for Bob to describe what this is all about, so Molly understands what we're talking about?
Sure, and Kat too.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, what we're talking about is, well, I haven't seen what we're going to be doing that day, the setup here. We're going to hear about that later. But we're going to be we're going to have some kind of activity, and it's going to be there will be a presence for our committee, and we'll be set up from opening at noon, and then until 4 o'clock. And then we have different people who will be helping us out. Hopefully we'll have enough volunteers to cover different slots of time. So if we are outside, people will want to go inside and warm up from
Rotate.
a little rotation.
And the event itself is sort of an outdoor festival put on by the
Yeah.
Lions Club. So it's a variety of food and booths and crafters. It used to be one day, so there would be a parade, and then it would end with all of this, and now it is 2 separate days. So one day is kind of the festival gathering, and another day is a sort of parade from about the Hilliards location, ending right at the Rockery, so right where Oaks Ames Hall is. Well, that's a good lead-in for Kat to show what she's been working on, which is terrific.
Yeah, I can share. There's 2 elements that we have for the table. So I wanted to bring everything because it's very homemade, so I wanted to get people's input because I can change anything. But we talked about doing like facts and like Jeopardy. So I made some of you have seen this, the facts, a celebrating World Holidays Jeopardy. So we have 4 categories, and participants at the table will come and these are all Velcroed on, and then they'll come and take a question. This one is when does Hanukkah take place in 2025, in terms of like the dates, and then folks at the table, one of us will have the answer key, and the points are kind of obsolete, but we will have candy canes as well that they can take, so encourage them to answer a question and take a candy cane. And the Velcros are a little finicky because I didn't laminate the paper. That would have made it more sturdy. But they do go in order of difficulty. So the 500s are more difficult questions. And yeah.
Want to turn that a little bit so
Yes.
the camera can see it?
And so
That's very impressive, Kat. That's very impressive.
It's very impressive.
It's
A lot of work.
It looks like a home craft project because it was. But yeah, the only thing I haven't finished, I have to print out the symbols. These 5 questions are just like, what religion does the symbol represent? So I have to print the symbols. So I just have to do that. But yeah.
If you want, we probably have some extra HRC stickers if you wanted to put it on the board.
Yeah, we
just
can do that.
for
We can
confusion.
just do it on.
Yes.
And then can you walk through what, if we're outside
Yeah.
and it's possibly windy, how would this work?
So we talked, I think, about an easel over email. If we had an easel, I could just like poke holes and then zip tie it to the easel. Sometimes easels are pretty clumsy as well, so we could also zip tie it to the table somehow. I don't know.
That would be harder because we have a tablecloth.
Yeah.
And I think for visibility purposes, it
Yeah.
would probably be better to have it up
I kind
above.
of want it like up high.
Yeah. Okay, well, so maybe that'll be part of what once we get information from Bob about the ability to be inside or not, then we'll know if we have to plan for outside. We had approved money at the last meeting, I believe, for nominal supplies for this, so you can use your discretion about what you think functionally is going to make sense.
Okay, so does the HRC have an easel or should I get one?
I don't have one.
No.
I don't know if there's any at
Well,
town hall that we
You mean
can use.
yeah. There's things, we have something that stands up, but it's low. Wouldn't be as good. The other option is I have these unattractive sandbags that we use for a pop-up. You could potentially zip tie it and have the sandbags behind it to hold it up, if you wanted to try that.
Yeah. It would be like floor level though.
Could we
What
put it
would-
on the table?
Do you have
Yeah,
access
that's
to
what I was
to an
suggesting
easel?
on the table.
I could go buy one, but no, I don't have one.
I don't know if there's any town hall.
There's one you can borrow. Yeah, small, if you need
Okay.
one.
Is it really sturdy? Like heavy?
You put a sandbag at the bottom.
Yeah, I feel like part of you would maybe tie it to it or something because that's going to definitely blow it over.
Yeah,
But it can be
yeah. Then you get aerodynamic.
done.
Okay, so
So you're going to take Molly up on that deal?
so Bob's gonna check the logistics.
Okay.
If we need to plan for outside, Molly is generously an option. I will also call town hall just in case they know of something there. And then third option is purchasing something. Okay.
I'm going to be there tomorrow night, so let me ask Elizabeth and see if she has.
Okay, great.
I can also ask the clerk's office too, see if they have an easel.
Perfect.
The other element was the candy canes. on the table. So I bought these mini candy canes and string, and then we have 4 different backs that we were going to like just hole punch and attach to the candy canes with this string. 2 of them are more kid friendly and 2 are more adult friendly, I guess. Not that they're inappropriate, but.
Can you read them for the record and then also pass them around so people can get a sense?
Sure. So the first one was actually from Liz, a suggestion. So the first one is, why do I wish people happy holidays? Because from November 1st to January 15th, there are approximately 29 holidays observed by 7 of the world's major religions, and I don't think mine are the only ones that count. And then they all say happy holidays from the Human Rights Committee. The 2 for kids, I struggled with what a kid factor would be, but they're both a little bit Christmas themed. But one is reindeer can run as fast as 50 miles per hour, and the second is Australians often have Christmas barbecues or beach picnics because it's summer there in December. And the 4th one is Hinduism is the world's oldest religion, and Christianity is the world's largest religion by follower count. More facts.
Okay, so while you're passing those around, how do you picture them being attached to the mini candy cane? Because since it's in plastic as opposed to the large ones.
Yeah. I was just thinking scissors and just wrapping it around the whole.
Like almost like a bow around the middle rather than the on the bend type of wrapping type of thing.
Oh, they're straight?
No, they're just individually wrapped.
Oh.
But it's like the plastic bag as
It's
opposed
like,
to
bigger than.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how many candy canes to get, or
I think that's.
I'm sure people will be getting a lot of candy canes,
Right.
so that's why I got the small ones. But yeah, open to any suggestions. I just ran with it.
All right, well, I think it's great. You did a really
Yeah.
excellent job putting it together on short notice, too.
Yes.
So the last task is to actually assemble all of this. So we can do it at your convenience. If you want to just name a date and time, we can meet you wherever you want and just do some assembling together. And you don't have to decide right now. We can communicate it.
We could also, as part of the setup, as we're sitting there, bring the supplies. But I just didn't have access to a color printer. So, I can take these home and do it, but that's only 24.
Yeah, I can print more tomorrow. This was sort of my limit tonight. But I can certainly print more.
Okay. I can also send someone home with ribbon, and I have 2 of these and 3 with boxes. So someone can take this and do the rest, and then we can do the others at the table if that works.
Okay.
Can I just ask you a question that may get, and I get that it's not going to be as pretty, but I'm also just that's going to take a lot of time to tie it, and I can't quite envision it, but either way, it'll just take a long time. When you just use tape and just tape the candy cane to that be a lot faster and easier.
Like a little
bit of Scotch tape or something, and just
Yeah, we can do that too.
Yeah.
That could be easier than cutting the ribbon.
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, I was like, that really looks pretty. You don't like
Good
that.
suggestion, Nancy.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it's that hard. We should try one. Let's try one right now.
We can experiment with different ways. I have the supplies, so I'll go.
Yeah, but there's 100 of them.
Yeah.
Well, there's not that many.
It's not that bad.
But if you don't get the right kind of tape,
And do you
it's
think
just
that's
gonna pop right off too, right? Because if you use
we
the
did
cheap tape, it's gonna go poof. You gotta get
You know,
your
when
good
we run
Scotch
out
tape.
of
Good Scotch tape, or you
Yeah.
use moving tape, like boxing tape.
Oh, that too.
Tiny bit of it. So we put it on the back. Just somehow just cut it off and just stick it to the candy cane.
So we could also do the food dots.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
No.
So it's, it's not tape, but it's, I do it when I hang the balloons on the ceilings. And it stays up.
What is it?
I never heard of that.
They're like $3 at Walmart, double-sided, it's like some type of adhesive, but it's like gooey, and it sticks to both sides, and it's awesome.
Okay.
And I have some of it at my house.
Yeah, that's really better, just.
So we can experiment with one or two
Yeah,
right
you guys
now,
can
but
keep
I
talking.
think we can.
Well, we're,
Yeah.
You're gonna time it.
So I had sent out the sign up this afternoon, which is late notice, but if people would please take a look and figure out an hour-ish shift that works for you on Saturday, I think that'll make it easy for everyone to sort of rotate through. And then Kathy, you'll let us know if you want any help with setup or if you feel like you have it covered.
yeah, I think we'll be okay. I mean, as long as they let me just leave it there, but.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll just be the table at that point, and the chairs, and the tablecloth.
I think that sounds fine. Okay.
I just got a text message back from Andy Parker.
Okay.
Said that there, no committee groups are inside, can't hold space, first come, first served. I was hoping that I could finagle
yeah.
something, but it
I
didn't
know.
work.
I just don't understand how there are literally no rules about where they want people or not.
Mind-boggling
Okay,
to me.
well, then we're outside, it looks like, and we will aim for the terrace, and Kathy will let us know if she wants help at 8 a.m. or whatever. All right, great. Thank you, Bob and Craig and Kat. Really excellent job. All right, next event is upcoming training and speaker planning. So Angie had sent a workshop proposal out to everyone. So Angie, I'll let you take it from here.
That's what I forgot. Yes, I went back, so, but anyway, I'll just go off of memory. In essence, great, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I like printed a bunch of stuff before it was a mess. But anyway, nice paper. So basically, in essence, one of the things that we talked about, did you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what it actually looks like.
Oh, yeah, all right, sorry.
Oh, no, it's really pretty. It just looks hard. I don't know what it is necessarily, but.
No, it wouldn't be hard.
No, it's great.
We could do it fast.
Cool. But anyway, so when we met 2 weeks ago, was this?
When we talked?
Oh, yeah, when we talked, it was a week ago?
It was, yeah,
Yeah, the
sometime.
15th or 14th.
Yeah, whenever it
November,
was.
Yeah.
But basically what we talked about was the structure, things like that, what it would consist of, overall goals, and, basically what people might theoretically want to learn about or know. And so kind of thought about the whole idea of, which we discussed before, like some sort of talking thing, like a thing where people learn how to, not really learn, but they learn best practices and some sort of skills or whatever in terms of engaging in difficult conversations and conversations across difference, etc. And so, and a couple of potential titles, and this is just potential learning goals, because one of the things that we discussed was also providing a description as well as the learning goals to the group for us to review to see if this is along the lines of what it is that sounds good, what should be changed, update, feedback, whatever. So that's it.
So I have a question because it was listed as virtual. So how do you envision people going through scenarios or practicing? Would they be in breakout rooms? Would we? Okay. And is this something where, like, as a committee, we would be monitoring or guiding breakout rooms?
Ideally, yes.
Okay. And so what sort of training or guidance would the committee members need to do that?
It's not really training or guide. I mean, it could be something like a facilitator training would be relatively short. Things that you want to pay attention to, things that you want to hear, certain types of discussion, people saying certain things you want to say, obviously that's respectful, that type of stuff. Or then, of course, if there are people are kind of going off topic, it's not, you don't really want to go in and say you should be doing whatever it is. It's just more so listening to make sure that things are cool and that they're all behaving themselves and doing the assignment.
Well, won't you need like sort of one person in each breakout room guiding the group in terms of what the assignment is and so they can,
Yes and no. And so typically, there's like a lot of breakout rooms all the time. And so you will send them, and they usually pretty much guide and police themselves when they're in the breakout room in terms of if they have a question, whatever, if they have a question back, what I sometimes do to either bounce around to different ones. But if they do have a question or they aren't clear about something, that's what you would more so be getting training. Not
so you
training,
would
but-
give the assignment from the big group, and then just say, now you're in your breakout room, please do blah,
Yes,
blah, blah.
discuss, et cetera, and then you put it in the messages, you can put the message into the thing, the breakout room. We could also do it in person. We were just thinking about what would get the most amount of people.
Yeah, we
So
sort of
that
thought we
was-
should
that's how we
talk
took
about
going
it
back
here
and
and
forth.
decide whether
Okay.
or not.
'Cause I'm fine either way, I just,
All right, so I have a couple questions. For breaking into groups, what is the number you picture, and does that number differ depending on whether we're in person or online?
typically if it's gonna be in person, well, not significantly, it really depends on how, like what the overall structure is, what the learning goals are, like if this is what we're actually gonna be going with, so a lot of that will determine it, but for the most part, like 6. And then depending on how much because I want to do, there's a couple of things you could do, like the whole think, pair, share, where people think, they reflect on whatever, then they break out in like kind of the pairs, and they come back as a larger group and have a larger discussion. So there's a number of different types of discussion points or opportunities to break out that they'll be doing.
Okay, and if we did do it online, whose Zoom account would we use? Like, does the town have one that's not a free-based one that expires in 40 minutes?
Yeah,
I mean, oh,
Yes?
okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
If I listen,
okay,
I mean, do my job, but it's, you know,
okay. All right,
So you figured that you want to do it on Zoom rather than doing it in person?
I think we should talk about it.
That's what we should
do people
discuss.
think?
I'm fine either way. I just again, what would might appeal to more people, especially considering the time of year, if it's a storm or weather or whatever it is. If it's going to be March, we're just kind of throwing out times.
And are we having somebody are we hiring somebody from the outside to establish the discussion and then break it out, or is it just we're going to do it?
No, I can do it.
Angie's doing it.
Right, Angie's gonna be.
Okay. Okay.
and March is our time frame for this?
And I was thinking late March, so that when the weather's better.
Okay, so then we're a little dormant January and February then, and then March would be our next major. I mean, my inclination is, I think, a little bit where I heard you going, Craig, which is I feel like it would be more rewarding in person than online. And it is always good to do Zoom as a backup, but it's a lot easier to get people to join online than to actually leave their house and affirmatively show up somewhere.
Because we were trying to figure out what was the turnout at the last training that we had.
15 people. This is pre-COVID.
But the one that we did that was, remember the panel, it was a transgender?
Yeah, so
That
we
was
did.
big, we did that with RMK. Is that who we do it?
So that was during COVID, so we had a lot of online
Yeah.
trainings and listening sessions,
And there were more people at that one.
definitely. But the one we did in person, which was one of the committee's first endeavors, so this was 2017, 2018, something like that, was over at the Barrow Street facility, and 15-ish people maybe showed up for that.
Do you want to have a coordinating with other groups?
Yes, so I really think, I thought your write-up was great. And I want to go to it. And I think we could sell it, that we could get there. But I think it's important to have other groups. And I was hoping that if we come to some consensus tonight, we could break up who would approach who. So I suggest we do certainly the Holy Trinity Lutheran Church, and maybe ask them if we could do it in that room. If we had enough people.
Yeah, that was very nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. I know, we have meatballs.
We could ask Unity Church that we should do the temple. We could ask the library,
Juniper can be the outreach to the high school.
the high school, I mean, and we're asking them to co-sponsor, and part of what that means.
RMK too?
Yeah, and definitely RMK,
And the Y.
is to drum up, to get people to come. And I feel like if we had 4 or 5 sponsors, our numbers might
Oh, yeah,
be bigger.
I agree. I agree.
Okay. So those are good tasks between now and the next month, is to start some of that outreach and see what kind of commitments we have by January. Do we feel that the conversation should be soft asks or like finalized details? Like, this is what it's called, this is the date, this is the location, it's in person.
Well, I think the location is important to find,
Right.
because you gotta have enough room. If you're gonna have breakouts, you gotta figure out, okay, let's say we do a Trinity Lutheran, you have that, where they usually have food, you can use that as the main room. Or I suppose you could use a sanctuary too, I suppose, but then I don't know about what other rooms they have available. The night we were there for the transit, there were a whole bunch of people down the other end, so there's gotta be rooms down there somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think establishing a place is, for me, it's important, so then you know what kind of flexibility you do or you don't have. I mean, you can't, town hall doesn't have any place, our new police, fire, DPW is not ready yet, so when it gets ready in
It's
the fall,
open air,
we can do it
we're
there,
talking,
that's
we're
right,
ready
yeah.
for it. We can do open air.
We're doing our training in the
Yeah.
holidays.
That's right.
I think people are willing to commit if you have a lot of details set, but like are open to changing a little bit,
Mhm.
so they can like give some input, but they don't have to do all the legwork of setting it up.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what do you think would be helpful for us to finalize right now? And what's less, what was it?
Location.
Except we need to talk with people
Yeah.
to finalize location.
Well, for location, you have to have a date.
Right, correct, so dates.
So that's probably the first thing.
I think aiming for late March is helpful. We can check and see.
And I guess we could be flexible too with the date
Yeah.
in terms of if Holy Trinity Lutheran Church
Yeah.
is willing.
Yeah, so I can reach out to them and ask about their willingness to co-sponsor and possibly host. Say we're aiming for late March and just see what that looks like on their end in terms of availability.
And we're looking for during the week?
I think so.
Yeah, if you were going to the weekend.
Okay.
I don't know, I think, I would definitely do it on a Sunday rather than a weeknight.
You think we'll get people on a Sunday?
I think we're definitely not going to get a unanimous answer on this.
Okay.
Like, I think, yeah.
It'd be like an after churchy kind of thing, like a Sunday morning, like what's.
Sunday
like
afternoon,
what's-
Sunday
say
evening.
afternoon.
So that'll be part of the discussion. We know roughly when in the calendar year we want to have it. We're aiming for late March. What availability do you have? We can float that. And in the meantime, who else might we want to ask for a physical location? I mean, we could use a room at the school, but it's hard for me to picture what a room would look like at a school. Because Angie, what are you picturing a setup looking like if we're in person? Is it small groups? Is it rows? Is it one enormous circle?
So just be like a regular presentation workshop. Actually, would there be a projector?
Well, I think that's all part of what needs to go into the conversation.
Because
Because if you need a projector, that changes, I think, what our facility requests look
yeah,
like.
that would be very helpful, especially when having like a question, discussion questions, things like that, and also some people are much more like visual.
Mhm.
If you have one big space like a school cafeteria that has a projector,
Yeah.
then you can do everything right there, because then people can you can have the whole group, everyone sitting at the tables watching it, and then the breakouts are right there at the
Yeah.
discussion table, like easily enough. Nobody has to
Yeah.
move, no one's going anywhere.
Yeah, but James has that.
I was gonna say, that sounds like a good idea. I think we
there
had a
was
connection
space
with
again?
the school committee, so.
Yeah, they allow, yeah. Yes, would they allow us to do it in the auditorium?
But do they have like the regular?
Auditorium or a cafeteria?
Yeah, so I was thinking Blair James cafeteria, but the chairs are horrible.
They have a
They're
projector,
not
I don't know
really
if it's
for-
brought
That
up.
for little people.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
You're talking about like the exercise room
What about the high
space?
school?
Yeah, I was thinking,
Mhm.
I don't think I've actually been in high school.
So OA has, I'm trying to think, they always show stuff behind, like whenever they have banquets, there's always like a video running behind it, there must be something.
Yeah, in the cafeteria,
Yeah, I'm like, I've been to
on the back wall there, yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so far, we need a big space, like more of a room and not the auditorium. We need, we wanted to have projector capabilities, and be available sometime in late March.
And have breakout rooms.
I'm not saying we need to break out into the
If you're
spaces
in a
large
big
enough.
room, you can,
You could, yeah, you have the
Those-
space
those-
like
These are
to move
movable
around,
seats.
Yeah.
yeah, that you can't quite in the auditorium.
So, do you want me to ask about OA and maybe EMS? Because they're both places are pretty busy, like with lots of all manner of events going on all the time.
Where would you go in EMS?
Cafeteria?
Let's go to RO instead. Or actually, I mean, Blanche James is a nice
Just
space.
seats,
Great, it's a great-
in the
Yeah,
middle.
horrible.
Yeah,
They're
that's true. We would need adult seats though.
Yeah.
Right,
Not
and that's a whole
seven-year-old
other
seats.
thing.
Yeah,
There's gotta be adult chairs around somewhere,
Oh,
right?
definitely, but then it just turns into a whole. But I think, I could check, I can ask.
Yeah, okay. So Colleen will look into
I'm gonna
options
look
for the
into
school.
School options.
I will reach out to Holy Trinity. Are there any other, Frothingham, we can look at as well. Okay, so we've got schools.
And if there are no options, I can get a portable projector from work.
Okay. Trinity and, what did I just say? Frothingham. Okay,
I do think we should have a title.
I think we should too. I like the two that were on the proposal, Angie. I don't know, do you want to read them again for people
Oh,
to
yeah.
hear? And
So the potential titles are, and these are just like some ideas, but is Talk That Connects, Tools for Engaging in Respectful Dialogue, and then there's also Better Conversations, Better Connections, Navigating Difference with Confidence.
I like that one too.
Number two?
Yeah.
Okay.
the first part is catchy.
All right, so number 2, say it again.
Better Conversations, Better Connections, Navigating Difference with Confidence.
Okay.
Okay.
And how long do you envision this?
And then talking about 90
90
minutes
minutes.
potentially, like, especially having the breakout.
Okay. And can you rough out how you envision the 90 minutes?
So, and if this is all definitely what we're going to be kind of going with, somewhat breaking it down, like the learning goals. So they're going to be discussing like the reading introduction, overall like goals, then the, talk about identity, experiences, like that would be about, I don't know, maybe about 7, 8 minutes. Then identify opportunities to learn about each other's opportunities, perspectives, and openness, etc. So that'll be somewhat of a discussion. We're using different frames within like cultural humility and such, and that'll be about 10 minutes. So thinking.
Sorry, just a quick
overall-
question. Is this you talking or is it the group talking on
So
through
I'll
those
be
topics?
talking on the topics, but going back and forth because they'll be having, so there'll be some of the breaking up in between. So for example, with the identity, there'll be portions where, for example, I could have them think about and reflect, and so there'll be different. So it's primarily didactic, but I would say that it still has a lot of the whole, like a lot of participation and a lot of interaction.
Yeah, so
because
being in
otherwise
a
it'd be
room where
boring.
people are at tables, so you can go back and forth easily, would probably be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I would like everybody to be in the same room. So I mean, so we're not moving to go into
Right.
place else.
We're definitely in the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're all just going to be there, and so that's just a lot easier.
Yeah. And I'm also envisioning name tags, like especially if we're
Oh,
doing
yeah,
like,
name tags would be
building
good. Like, one of those little
connections, like
paper-
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
like you need to know everyone's name and put names and faces
Mhm.
together. Is there an introduction or get to know you component for this?
And so it depends on if everything's fine with the time and all these other various things, then we do try to have like, if we do the larger breakout, there'll be some sort of like, we could either do like an icebreaker question, or you could just do something where, because a lot of the, depending on the structure, like say for example, if I do the identity one first, or, and again, we're all fine with this, if I do that, I could do the think, pair, share, and so they're reflecting, and then they're talking amongst themselves, and that's one of the ways in which they get to know each other. So, but it's not going to be necessarily, we could do a larger icebreaker for just in general, but throughout the process, they're going to get to know the people in their groups.
I also feel like you might tailor it to the size of the group. We know
Well, yeah, that's the
a
thing,
better
yeah.
idea of
Yeah.
how many people would be there.
Okay, and so, like if we require registration, is something we can talk about later on as well, because that would give you more information about who the people are who are coming and how they might have found out about it, like through my church, through my coworker, or through the high school. So we have the title, we have late March, and we need a big space, and we're going to look for partners. And so hopefully we'll have that by January, so we're better able to advertise.
Yeah. So if we take your write-up, is that it, and put the header with the, make it a separate document with the title, so that we can share it with different groups to see. Who would be interested.
Is it too long of a description, or I just more said the longer description so that you all knew what I was talking about or what we had discussed and such, and what I was thinking here. So it could be shorter. I was seeing.
I think we'll have a shorter flyer when we get closer to it.
Okay.
So I think for people, for asking people to sponsor, I think that length is okay. Because it tells you. And I really like the compelling part about, I don't know where it is, and then I think it's near the end about joining and being part of the community.
Oh, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Can you read that for everyone, for the record?
Centered. At the end, together we can build a community where every voice matters and where respectful conversation becomes the foundation for understanding, collaboration, and shared growth. Like I'm the Dean of Diversity, so this is all that. So we have to read all the time.
Will there be opportunities for people to practice these skills?
Yeah. That's good. What's going to happen towards the end?
Okay.
Some role-playing type stuff.
Okay. All right. So does that sound like a good plan for the next month, where schools, Frothingham, Holy Trinity, working on partnership for location, and then phase 2 would be other named partnerships on flyers, increasing advertising. By February, we are deep into advertising for this and talking more about the nitty-gritty, once we know the date and the location and whether it's in person or virtual. Do we want registration? How do we do that? Okay.
So after we get the location, should we, between now and January, ask for other sponsors, or do we want to wait till January to do that?
I think it's fine to go ahead and do it now. If people have ideas of groups they intend to reach out to that they're already part of, that is easy for them to say like, hey, this is coming, would our group, however defined, want to be part of that? I think that's fine.
So if you could send it to us as
Like a PDF?
yeah, exactly. And then I could do Unity Church. You're doing Holy Trinity.
I'll do Holy Trinity.
And even if they can't give the space, we still want them to sponsor.
Correct. I'll reach out to Juniper, but honestly, because of the timing of the year, I think it's fine if she starts the school stuff in January.
Okay.
Angie or Kiana, you're both still involved with RMK, right? So one of you can reach out to them.
Will you do the temple?
Sure.
See if they would. Who else?
So
You want to reach out to the Y too? You want to reach out to Darcy, the Y? You want me to do that, or?
Yeah, that'd be great. So,
and I don't think we need to go heavy on this now until we have the details for it. I think we can go heavier in January with the partnership. And then Phil, you can give us your 2 cents about the municipal force in Easton, like police, fire, if there are any structural employment obstacles to people participating, because I think it would be good for community to see police and fire there as well.
All right, well, yeah, we can talk about it. It's super budget restricted this year, so.
Because this counts as work for you to show up.
No, not for me, but if to have other officers, basically, we have like a line item for community events that was, these had things like $8,000 to pay for a lot of these things, like actually the parade this weekend that is gone, so.
How many, there's not a requirement to live in the town, because there are plenty of people who are police and fire who work in a different town than they live in,
Yep.
right?
Although we're fortunate, we have a lot of young officers that live in the town.
Yeah.
That to me would be a demographic I would be particularly interested in reaching. So not like, police officer JP showing up on duty in their official capacity, but resident JP who happens to be a police officer showing up. The same way anyone else would say, like, yeah, that's how I want to spend 90 minutes of my time on this date. So that's, I think, would be my first priority of who might be good people to make aware of this opportunity.
I can certainly put it up.
Yeah. Okay.
And probably Stephanie too.
Yeah.
Before we do any sending out of this flyer, we'll probably want to reformat it on paper that has an HRC logo.
Okay, so
On
you
it.
can send it as a Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds great. All right. Thank you, you three, for your work planning and developing this. I think this is going to be
Thank
great.
you, Angie, for
Yes.
being stepping up and
Yeah.
taking the lion's share.
Excellent. All right. Next event, Pride. Kiana.
So, thankfully, Amy will be helping in some capacity, but she did suggest that we try to come up with maybe a date with today's meeting, because we need to figure out road closures and then select board approval. This would be my first time attending a Pride event. I was not able to attend in, was it 2024 that we had it? I believe.
23.
Yes.
23.
You didn't do
No,
it?
oh, no,
Yeah,
24.
you did it.
24, yeah.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah. Yes, both of them. Okay. So typically June, correct? So June 6th is high school graduation day.
Okay.
And I believe Father's Day is always, is it the second or third Sunday in June?
It is the 21st.
21st, so that's a third weekend. So those seem like, for Easton's purposes, fixed dates to consider. Not necessarily obstacles, but just logistical components. Because there's certainly...
Really that big of a- and I don't want to sound bad, but I'm just saying Mother's Day is a significantly bigger holiday, so you wouldn't ever do anything on Mother's Day, obviously no offense or anything, but you would never do anything particularly on Mother's Day, Father's Day, that they tend to have more events and things, like you'll have Pride, you'll have things like that on Father's Day. It's not, people don't really, again, it's an important holiday, but it's not.
You're saying within the Pride community and allies, it would be a deal breaker to hold it on Father's Day? Is that what you're hearing me
Not
say?
necessarily, yeah.
Okay.
It's on the 21st, right?
Yes, Sunday the 21st is Father's
So
Day.
just speaking as the wife of a voter, June 21st is getting towards the warmer weather, so people might be more inclined to be at the beach.
What's the weekend in between?
In
Is that
between,
the
yeah, a little-
14th
We're
or
going to do it on a
20th?
Saturday, right? So I'm thinking.
I think we're flexible, and I mean, location is a consideration as well.
Well,
Are we gonna do it in front of the Oaks End Memorial Hall?
I don't know. I also have not been able to attend any of the Pride events, so.
Yes, I would do it there. We can do it there.
Is it a morning thing, an afternoon thing?
It was like a 10 to 2.
10 to 2. Little.
A little bit later though.
Oh, the 14th is Flag Day, I have no idea what that means.
I have looking at that too.
Yeah.
That's a Sunday.
There are flags on for Pride, so we can have all kinds of flags.
Yeah.
Do you start with the select board, or do you start with police availability for road closures for the location?
Select board, and then it will get forwarded to us, yeah.
Okay.
Because in 2024, it was on the 15th of June. So would you want to do a Saturday, or we are looking to do it on?
Was that a Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Saturday's better.
Okay, so the 13th, the 13th of
So
June?
that's, okay. Okay. That's great.
And that's only if you do a road closure that you have to go through the select board, so.
But normally, wouldn't they go to you guys first, and then you guys,
I mean, you could say, you probably pick up a letter from the last couple of years, and you just say that you coordinate with the police department.
Okay.
But you can say that openly, you coordinated. So.
What time do we do it?
June 13th? Saturday, June 13th.
And I can set up the road closure details and stuff.
Okay.
So.
So with the select board approval, Craig, I would go through you.
you have to,
We're already moving. So we're in favor of June 13th.
And where's that again?
We're,
It's from the rock,
Yeah.
the rockery, basically.
Same place as Lions Club.
Whatever the hell that
Okay.
do we need to vote? So yeah, I will be getting with Amy, and she will be pointing me in the right direction, and we'll be getting this moving. So that's great that we have a date for Saturday, June 13th, and so I will be in contact with you, and then start for road closure and select board approval. That was easy.
Are there, and then what would the tasks be after that?
So I wanted to go over more so with Amy. I was hoping that maybe we could do that in January, but with the minutes from November, the regional meeting for Rainbow Nights is in January, right?
That was the last I heard.
Okay.
I haven't, have I put you in contact?
You did,
With-
I
okay.
CC'd me on that.
Okay.
email, yes. So I'll reach out to them.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have,
Yeah, and I also think, and when you meet with Amy, I'd be happy to join you and
Okay.
maybe somebody else
Okay.
because and you can go through her,
spreadsheet. Or
Yeah.
file.
Yes.
Okay. So I will have in January or the next meeting, I will have a list of what needs to be done and then ask for folks to volunteer.
Yeah.
But she suggested that the date be the first thing that we do, and we've already done that in minutes, so.
Great. And I think also, I think Juniper had mentioned that she was involved with the GSA at OA. Is that
She did.
correct?
yeah, she did that.
So she would be a good person, I think, to reach out to, both for planning and helping to bring in a bunch of high schoolers as volunteers and also people interested in attending.
Okay, awesome.
Would they serve as co-sponsors?
Possibly.
Possibly, okay.
Yeah, I mean, the timing works out well because it's aligned with the end of the school year, so it gives them 6 months to sort of plan and, do whatever they're gonna do.
What do you think, two officers, three officers? What do you-
I'd have to check. I'd
Because
have to check that.
you're talking about closing off one end of barrels at
I think it was 3.
I think we needed one at each.
I gotta double check the road closure, but yeah, it's probably one on each end and then one in the middle.
Well, yeah,
It might have been one, so I
because you have to block off three entrances.
Yeah, some of them we
Yeah.
might just do with barriers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. All right, thank you, Kiana. That sounds great. All right, treasurer update.
No changes.
Okay,
$7,172.46.
2,500 is for the pride.
2,500, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reimbursed
Yes.
for two, okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Website update. So again, this would be great when you're thinking about anyone wanting to join the committee. That would be a skill set that the committee would benefit from, is someone who has an interest or an already established skill and experience with website updates. The town is able to handle our requests, but it is more of a demand thing and not something they're routinely updating. All right, public participation. So we have a member of the public here. Molly, would you mind introducing yourself and just share a little bit about your interest in the Human Rights Committee and what brings you here tonight?
I'm Molly Amatangelo. I live in North Easton. I've only lived here about 3 years, but I noticed that when you are involved in the community, obviously it's just a better opportunity to be, a friendly neighbor. And as far as interest goes, how could I not be interested? I'm a human, and I'm interested in helping in any way. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Molly, what was your last name? I'm sorry.
Amatangelo, AMATANGELO.
I'm sorry, AMA?
TANGELO.
Yeah, thank you.
And the select board is, are you coming tomorrow? Are you able to come on
No,
Wednesday night?
I'm not. I sent a note, and I think they're just.
Okay. Her application will come before the select board tomorrow night.
Okay.
And we're having it on a Wednesday because we had trouble getting quorum, so that's why we moved it to Wednesday. Monday did not work at all.
Throwing me for a loop with the select board meeting
Yeah, well,
on Wednesday.
Yeah, what can I tell you?
There you go.
Those things
Keep me
happen.
on my toes.
Those things happen.
Molly, do you have any experiences or prior involvement that is connected to the Human Rights Committee?
Essentially, well, I'm a military veteran, and I've spent 20 years in the aerospace and space industry. So, as you can imagine, being tied to those entities, there are laws and regulations and policy that you have to follow, and you do those in unison with various human factors in mind, and also UN sustainability goals kind of align with a lot of the aerospace industries and most companies, theoretically. So it's just something that is inherently built into that world. Now I have a podcast and I talk to artists and designers and a diverse array of people, and so I'm doing more of a human element now. But yeah, I guess, and I've been part of DEI groups before, and I was on the Tricentennial Committee for a little while, but not a secretary, so.
Just so you know what you're possibly getting into, should you decide to go through with an application and join the committee if approved. This committee is built on doers, so it should be something where you have read our mission very carefully and our website and have a sense of the types of activities and events and programming that we do and feel on board with all aspects of it, and also that it's at a time in your life where you have the capacity to show up at meetings regularly. So we meet monthly, and we try to do events quarterly, roughly, and usually we build them around existing events in town. So like the Lions Club, I don't know if you're familiar with the NRT Festival, which happens in October. So some of those are us showing up where things are already happening, and some of them are initiating our own events, like a training or putting on our own Pride event. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, just to make sure this is a right fit for mission and capacity at the moment.
So meet once a month, and you have 4 events a year, roughly?
Ish. That require a fair amount of planning outside of meetings.
I think I can be available. There may be instances where I'm not, but I think that's for everyone. I don't know what quorum is supposed to be, or how many you need for quorum.
Quorum is simple majority for us. So at the moment we have 10 members, so we need 6 for quorum. But just for context, because we're all professionals at this point, this is not a talking committee. This is more of a doing committee.
Preferably. I prefer that.
That sounds great. So
Excellent.
Craig, you said they will vote on her on Wednesday?
That's, her application comes before the select board.
Okay, good. Well, so it's great that you were here
Yeah.
to meet Craig. You're somebody
Yeah.
Had you been familiar with any HRC activities?
No. I didn't even know it existed until last week, or like before I applied, because I was part of doing some volunteer work with Indivisible. So, and then we found out that there was a committee, so I was like, well, I know how that works, so.
So you learned about us from Indivisible?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I would recommend checking out our website if
Yeah.
you haven't had a chance. Again, because we're a town committee, we are organized through the town website, so it might look different and is a little less nimble than an independent group and website
Yeah.
might be.
For sure.
Okay. Great. All right. Well, in the absence of any other public participation, are there any other topics or other business people would like to raise for the meeting tonight?
I just think it's important for people, and you may all know, that our town administrator, after 14 years, is leaving us at the end of January, Connor Reed. And he has been pursued by the town of Westwood, a town of 16,000 people. And they are financially a lot more secure than we are right now. And I think that he has done an extraordinary job in this town. Started out as an intern, then as assistant town administrator, and then for the last 9 years, has been a town administrator, which is unusual. Town administrators usually don't last that long. It's a very difficult job. If you just trust me, it's a very difficult job, and it's a loss, huge loss for this community. Westwood is very fortunate to get somebody of his caliber. We're going to be hiring a consulting firm to go out and help find some candidates for us. He, as I said, he'll be leaving in the end of January. And he'll still live in Easton because his family is invested in the town. But he's leaving. So,
I'm glad you brought that up, Craig, because I would just reiterate that Connor has been an enormous ally to the Human Rights Committee for the 10 years that I've been part of this most recent reiteration of the committee. And I do want to reiterate exactly what Craig said. His competence and guidance leading the town, as well as his consistency supporting the mission of the HRC, has been a tremendous asset. So may we find someone with some modicum of, skill and decency that Connor has exhibited. Okay. All right.
Well, my only question is, from your perspective, is there anything going on at the police station department that we should know about, or that?
No, not in terms of, relevance to the Human Rights Committee, I don't
Okay.
think off the top, but, not to echo, what Craig said, but it's gonna be a huge loss, with Mr. Reed leaving. I've worked with him a lot in, this capacity, and he's been awesome. I think we owe a debt of gratitude to him for the, police, fire, and DPW building that's being built, I don't think if he didn't explain it as well as he did, that would have come to fruition, so, tough loss there, but, police department, in terms of, like I said, for this committee, I don't think I have anything super relevant, just talking about, the state of the town, as, Craig alluded to, it's, we're very thin, and we're just kind of hanging on right now, trying to keep the lights on, so, that's where we're at.
Thank you, Phil.
there's a budget subcommittee meeting on the 10th at Frothingham Hall. I can't remember, I think it's 6 o'clock, chaired by Jen Stacy from the Select Board. And it's discussing where we are financially as a result of the field override, and what plans can be put in place going forward. I'm pretty sure that people are aware that we're going to be looking for a different kind of an override, but we're going to be looking for an override because we've lost police officers, we lost 10 firefighters, we've lost, 44 members of the school community. And we had a town meeting a couple of weeks ago, and there were people getting up saying, geez, I didn't know what was going to happen after all the work we did. So I think it's important for people, if you can go to the budget subcommittee, because you can be a voice for what we need going forward.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions specifically to public safety or police, I certainly won't give a speech here, but I can talk about, where we're at and what we've lost in our levels and what our challenges are.
Yeah.
But we'll get through it.
Yes, we will.
All right. Well, our next meeting will be Tuesday, January 6th at 6:30 in this location. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved, Barger.
Second. Foster.
All right. Angie, can you start, please? By saying your last name and either yes or no.
Yes, I know, so we're starting this side, but Harris, yes.
Adams, yes.
Foster, yes.
Ornstein, yes.
MJ, yes.
Emmons, yes.
Crowther, yes.
Barger, yes.
All right. The meeting is adjourned at 7:46 p.m. Thanks, everyone.